Forest are into the semi-finals and they will take on Bournemouth. Oh, no, wait. They went out to Man City. Welcome to, 0-0, 3-4 to Forest. Evening, everybody. Hope you're doing well, and welcome to the party stream as Forest march on to Wembley. I'm not gonna sing.
We're all pissed up and we're gonna win the cup. Wembley. When I was a boy, we used to sing, "Tell me, ma'am, to put the champagne on ice. We're going to Wembley twice," because we were always fucking near, mate. It was normal.
And he's demonetized us.
Demonetized 55 seconds.
Yeah, fantastic. No messing around. Hope you guys are well.
You're not allowed to speak Anglo-Saxon then. It's some sort
not
of
in the first 2 minutes, man.
Nothing.
Yeah. Anyway, I thought you were the one who wanted to implement that rule after taking on feedback about children potentially watching it.
No children watching this.
Oh, apparently there are.
It's child abuse to subject a child to this.
How are you lot in the chat doing? You slept well? I have not. But we're in the semis, boys. And look, I don't want to start with a downer, but I am getting wind. Shout out to who told me.
First time.
Chris Wood is out for 4 weeks. Breaking news for you. So I don't know how true it is yet. Literally got it told.
According to Rob, that'd be a result, wouldn't it, Rob?
Yeah. So is he having an op or not? Are we doing this now? Because this will to completely pop the balloon. Or are we going to leave it till later?
What, do you want to pop the balloon later? I say we do it now and get out of the way.
All right, before we do, let's get the likes up. Right, so get your likes up. Everyone laugh at the lobster. That's to my left there. Man, you are lobstered up. And everyone give some love to Dino with the £5. And nice background crypto. Better than Blockbusters. Wait, what did you just hold up?
I don't know. It's like a peach or something.
I'll tell you what, Crypto, you're going to look like a Greek god when that tan settles down, mate.
Exactly. When it turns brown instead of bright red.
Yeah.
All right, so let's ask the chat. Right, where do you want to start? Do you want to start with the fun stuff, or do you want to start with the negative stuff?
Don't leave it up to them. Never leave it up to them.
Well, you'll get 100 different answers anyway. So
I mean, you could spin that a different way and say.
Let's quickly cover the Chris Wood thing. It should only take
crypto Wood thing.
Rip off
I know. Yeah. The Wood thing.
Look at these negative Nellies, man. Negative first. The negative. You lot showing your hand. Negative.
People just want news, and in the absence of news, they want speculation because that is still all that we've got.
In the absence of speculation, lies will do.
Yeah, so there's stuff I've made up. So it's a bit like with the ground redevelopment. We had no news. The speculation wasn't very good, so I just made some stuff up. So I've done a bit of research into hip injuries and surgery. And
you're doing this bit? I thought we were talking about the 4-week bit.
No, get it out of the way. Get it out of the right. So,
all right, I don't want the TLDR of it.
No. Well, this is taking longer than it would to actually say what I've said. So the point is that he was described as not good. And that's literally all that we've had out of the club. Not good. Which is not good in itself. I think it's like, Tom Cruise. You can't handle the truth. So everybody wants to know what is up with Chris Wood. Not good means he's got to have surgery rather than just physio, ice pack and steroids, right? So we heard a whisper about.
Mean that, Rob. Sorry to interrupt. It doesn't necessarily. It could mean he's got a cracked rib, and it's going to take him 4 to 6 weeks.
If it's the hip, right? So if it is a surgery, and I think I heard some whisper of a surgery tomorrow or something like that, and that's maybe why they don't want to say anything, because it's I guess if you're discussing somebody's medical history, you don't do that out in the open. You wait for the surgery, tell people after it's done. But if he's having a hip arthroscopy, right, which it would be due to something that's called a labral tear, which is a tear in the cartilage in the hip joint, which is there for your stability, right? That is the kind of injury that can happen by impact or twisting or whatever. If he's having that, it's going to be 6 weeks before he can go up the staircase without agony. So he's definitely out for the season. Full recovery, 3 to 6 months. So if he's having a surgery, I can't see it being anything trivial. because the problem is it's bloody 3 games a week for the next month, right? So it's bad timing, but I'm annoyed that the club has not given us any information at all, because we have to actually then go and start looking at the worst case scenarios ourselves. But let's spin this positively. This is Taiwo's time to shine. He's finally going to get the run in the team because there's nobody else. And maybe we'll see him back to his best. That's all we can hope for now.
Oh my God, that needs a tumbleweed there. Hip, hip, hooray, says Mark. Oh my God. Yeah. All right. So for those of you...
That's obviously the worst case scenario. I mean,
yeah, well,
we don't know.
So
no, Rob,
so much at stake. There's so much at stake.
You don't have to respond to that, mate. So that's the worst case scenario because we simply don't know. Let's wait and see. And it's not the end of the world, let's be honest. I mean, Chris Wood hadn't scored in his previous 5 games. He was starting to look a bit, in my opinion, a little bit like he looked before he went on this incredible run. He was just starting to me, it looked like he was just losing it a little bit. So maybe freshening it up with Taiwo, who I think performed quite well in the last couple of games, I'll be honest. And we've got other places we can score from as well. I don't think it's the end of the world because it's not like we rely on scoring loads of goals every match, is it? So it's a challenge, but I think we'll be okay.
I mean, touching on what Ant just said about
best comment of the night, man. Sorry.
Look, if they don't tell us anything, we have to make shit up. We've got airwaves to fill.
Touching on what Ant just said, I mean, Chris Wood's form had been a bit below par. He was snatching. The way you notice it is when he was snatching at chances, and he has been snatching at a couple of his chances in the last few games. I actually feel sorry for Taiwan, and we will go into it a bit more because he's not. Whenever he has played, he hasn't had the main team around him.
Yeah, he's not had the wingers to supply him.
He's not had that. So Taiwan's time will come. I think he played pretty well yesterday, considering the way we were set up at the time.
His play's been great, Ed, hasn't it?
It's been much improved, and I would say it's better than Chris Wood in that sense. So
I would say so.
Not, like you said, it's the worst case scenario concerning Chris Wood, but let's not give up on Taiwo, and it is Taiwo's time to shine. Simple as that. But we've got to go on to the positives of we're finally back at Wembley. I don't know about you guys. I know Ant went to the playoff final. I didn't go. I don't know if any of the other guys went. And I've actually never seen Forest at Wembley. I've never actually been to it. I grew up in the era when we were at finals every year, but I was 8-9 years old. I had no one to take me. But this will be actually my first Wembley appearance with following Forest. So I'm buzzing.
Oh, you'll love it, mate. The atmosphere is the thing. The Forest fans are fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
But it's nervy, isn't it? It's nervy.
It's nervy, but when you look at like what we did in the playoffs, it was like more bouncy. I don't even know. That's a good description. Yeah,
it'll be similar to what Newcastle did a few weeks ago. It'll be similar to when Newcastle took over. I think Forest will do it again. So I cannot wait.
Man City's end will be empty like their stadium.
It won't be empty because their stadium is never empty. They sell out every match and they're having to expand
it. They sell it to imaginary people from the UAE.
So, let's put that to bed right now.
But can we give a massive shout out to Manchester City?
Yeah. No, let's not.
I don't like them. I would have rather had Bournemouth.
We would have slammed Bournemouth at Wembley.
Yeah, we would have done.
We have a problem with that shitty little stadium of theirs. Yeah. This is not played at that shitty little stadium. This is played at Wembley.
They beat us at the City Ground as well.
They didn't.
Not this season.
Not this season. Right.
So you can't compare a team.
Wait! You can't do that. You can't do that.
Cooper's team for the past 2 seasons with what we've got now. It's ridiculous.
Wait, and you can't do that. I'm sorry. Did you just say not this season?
No, they didn't beat us at home this season.
They didn't beat us this season.
Okay, so by that logic, we beat Man City this season.
Yes.
I wasn't using
at the City Ground. At the City Ground.
Yeah.
This is a neutral venue. This is not the City Ground.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, that's when I said they've even beat us at the City Ground. Not this season.
Every time we play Man City away from the City Ground, we get fucking hammered. Hammered.
No.
Every time.
We are putting a negative spin on this.
Wait. Who did we get more hammered by this season away from home? Bournemouth or City?
Well, Bournemouth have gone to pieces, though, whereas City have signed
They haven't lost since we haven't lost since we stopped them.
They're 10th in the table.
What are you talking about? Hang on. Who hasn't?
Oh, yeah, sorry, shit. I'm getting confused with Brighton.
What are you
How are you talking about Bournemouth, man? We played Brighton, not Bournemouth. You lot are talking about the wrong match.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm on Man City.
Listen, I'll put the poll up in the chat.
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter because what's happened. We're playing Manchester City. So let's put all that crap and see if we can concentrate on the fact that we won our game. And I thought we played really, really well, by the way. And we're going to play Man City in the semi-final. That's
beat them on penalties. We're going to beat them on penalties as well.
Yeah,
no. You don't get to do that, Rob. You do not get to do that. Because you tried to claim in the chat yesterday that you called we'd win on penalties. Yet in the podcast before that, you said this one needs to be done in 90 minutes either way. So he won't be playing for penalties. So don't try this whole revisionism.
There's a difference between what I think should happen and a prediction, right? So I thought he would start with.
You did not predict penalties.
No, there's not.
Right. Now, hang on a minute. About a month ago, I said we would win the FA Cup and we'd win every game on penalties.
Oh, mate, a month ago, I weighed 5 stone less.
Right, hang on. Rob, why are you even responding to this?
I know it's bollocks,
ignore it. Just ignore it.
What do you mean just ignore it? And he was in the player ratings chat going, I called it. I called it a shootout.
If we could analyse the game, Nuno went out with his 120-minute game plan again. Starting with Danilo and Dominguez. And by the way, they were good, right? But he went with his 120-minute game plan, and it meant that once again, we finished with our best attacking players on the pitch, and they'd taken off Mitoma and other people.
What about taking off MG Dub 2 minutes before the end of
We'll come to it. Don't do a crypto.
Anyway.
Okay, go on then.
Yeah,
No, I wasn't. I used to say we finished with our best team, but we didn't.
You talk like you lot are right all the time, which is utter crap. I mean, I could go back and mine the most ridiculous
No, please don't include me in that. I've admitted on several occasions about my
having personal arguments with crypto.
Right?
So you know what? We need a poll. Who the chat thinks is the most right out of you lot?
It's me, obviously.
If we won the FA Cup, we managed to spoil it, wouldn't we? We would even spoil it if we'd won the cup.
But Rob, you are bottom placed, aren't you? Along with Chris from Forest All Over when it comes to the Forest podcast.
That's
YouTube
not true. Actually, that is not true. We checked the actual Predictor League table, and I was above pretty much everybody else on this panel.
And again, Rob, that was like a month ago.
I can't remember doing it.
Anyway, Chris with the £2. Thank you, Chris. He says, what does that say?
Assessing day to day doesn't mean surgery.
Wait, is that how you spell assessing?
No.
But
he's paid £2. Be more
Chris, 2 hours sleep, man. Please get the spelling right, man.
It makes more sense than what Rob said, so I agree with Chris.
Thank you so much for the £2, Chris. All right, on this poll, would you rather have had Boring Mouth or Man City? Shout out to the chat.
It's got to be
Shout
Man
out
City.
to the chat. Shout out to the chat. 59% are saying Man City, 41% are saying Bournemouth. All that 41% is going to be Ant and Rob's burner accounts. So shout out to the chat. Your knowledge is exemplary as always.
Again, it proves that we're right. And
we're saying
I've noticed?
It doesn't matter.
Do you know what I've noticed? The 2 people at the top are always right, and the 3 people at the bottom.
Wow, but never.
Good.
They're always at the bottom.
Again, you're sucking up. Stop sucking up.
That's why they're at the bottom.
About a million things. One of them's going to be right.
So you change your mind with every goal that goes in.
There wasn't any goals yesterday, so I didn't need to change my mind.
No, today, Bournemouth City.
All right, hold on. I'm doing this poll. I want to know what they're going to say. Who is the most right? Ez, Ant, Rob?
Well, if we go on predictions, I think I'm right so far.
No, on everything, chat. Whose knowledge do you trust the most? I guess
we're going to have to change the title show to Argumentative Old Reds.
Yeah, okay. We're getting. By the way,
we could argue about what colour the sky is.
Well, they said they wanted the negative stuff out the way first. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, Rob shot into a 48% lead.
How many burner accounts have we got, Rob?
I did just go into YouTube to vote for myself.
Oh, you can't do that. Rob knows how to hack as well. So.
You're
allowed to vote for yourself in elections and stuff. You're allowed to vote for yourself.
Well, no, Rob's pulling back away. Yo, Ben, man.
Do you know what? I think people misread it. I think they said, "Who do you think is most far right?" and they all voted for Rob.
I'll take that.
Wow. Ben,
we'll leave that ball running for a little bit.
Quiet for a bit, mate.
Thank you, everybody.
With another £2 says Rob got his doctorate in BS. LOL, but still like him. I shouldn't have read the end bit out. It was a good super chat.
I've sussed this out, right? I've sussed this out. Ez and Ben are nowhere, basically. Everybody thinks I say the most right things, but people are voting for Rob because they're trolling.
Yeah, they're trolling. That's all it is. If you
reverse
that's how Keir Starmer won the election. I mean, come on, I'll take it.
Wait, this is hurting Ant's ego a little. I think he was expecting a landslide. He was
still no apology, Darren. Still no apology. Me and Rob are waiting. We're waiting.
My man Martin with the 199. He says Bournemouth are our bogey team. Facts. What's that little object thing? I can't see what it says.
I might have to come back.
They have our number. They do, man. That's why I don't want to play them.
Look, this is what people do. They vote just to troll. Rob
now you're giving credence to Ant's theory. In a bit, Ant. He couldn't handle
Ant's rage quit. Ant's rage
quit.
Control Alt Delete.
In a bit.
Think you throw it.
Wait.
Lucky jumper.
Has he seen it?
Your ego take too much of a hit.
Yeah, you see, this is it. This is it exactly.
Exactly.
All right, can we talk about football? Right, I'm going to end the poll. The winner is Rob with 47%.
Yeah, but I think you should frame that. You should read the percentages out.
Wait, Rob, if you want to take a screenshot of the chat, then you can frame it on the YouTube side. The percentage was 47% Rob, miles behind with 34% was Ant, and then Ez miles behind that with 13%, and Ben with 4%.
Yeah, but no one knows Ben. No one knows who Ben is. Who's Ben? Who the fuck is Ben?
It's just a ridiculous code. It's just a crypto. Wait,
make all the difference, Ben.
So, and do we need to have a discussion about this panel? If our esteemed chat are no longer trusting in the words of one Ez.
No, because I tell you why. We need to give these guys more of a chance because our chat speaks shit most of the time. So they're all trollers. They're all wine nut merchants.
All right, let's start talking about the football.
I mean, don't get me wrong. We absolutely love them. They're the best, but they do troll.
Apart from the ones who voted for Rob.
They're serious.
No, they're the ones that are because I should have won that. We all know that.
You should have won it.
I'm taking the moral high ground here.
You sound like Jeremy Corbyn after the 2019 election. We won the argument. I won the election.
All right, let's move it back to football. Right. I mean, boys, I was buzzing after the game yesterday, right? I didn't really think about it from a neutral perspective. And I didn't hear what Big Ears was saying and what the rest of the football world was saying. But apparently loads of people in the chat were telling me Big Ears was going on about how crap Forest were. They had that fat pig Rooney, who I hate. They had Murphy trying to be the token Forest / they always do this half and half player, man. Like he even counts with that handful of games he played for us. And wasn't it the most biased panel? I didn't hear a word of what they said. I don't know if you guys listened to it at all. Did anyone have it on?
I don't listen
said that we had shit.
Their opinions, despite what Sava might say, their opinions are worth nothing to me.
Right. Steve Wilson was the commentator, and he said that Forest shaded it on the night. So that's, I don't care what the people in the studio said.
Yeah, but we dominated. We dominated. Do you know what? We dominated so much that we even got the most possession, which we never.
That is weird, isn't it?
So,
weird.
Yeah.
I reckon Nuno was practicing for Europe because in Europe you have to have more possession. It's a fact.
Well,
you have to have more possession. Nobody with less than 50 possession has ever gone past the group stage. The initial stage. So I think he was practicing for that in that first half. And then the second half, he thought, "Oh, okay, that works. We'll go back to our normal way of playing, and no, we'll take, and then we'll win on penalties." I think that was Nuno's thought process.
Just quickly, Matt's put in the chat. I'll have the tickets, the ones that have been removed. I don't know yet. I ain't slept, man. Have you boys looked at tickets?
No, that's an away game, isn't it? Is that an away? Well, no, it's a home game, isn't it?
At home, so that's a game that's being
the clash
moved.
Weekend with the with the Man City game.
Yeah,
I don't know, Matt. I don't know. I haven't looked into anything yet.
We haven't gone on sale yet, I don't think.
Yeah, it's so nice to see your beautiful face.
Oh, bless you.
I concur with that sentiment, Nicky.
Yeah, but I gotta ask the chat. Like, we did try and replace Ez in the forum with Tom. Shout out to Tom in the chat.
Tom was brilliant. Yeah,
he had a way prettier face than you guys. I can't lie. I love you, bro.
He's got more followers, bro. That's all.
What?
Because it's not dark skinned, is he? It's not dark skinned, and we've got
exactly. Yeah. It's a white privilege he's got.
and Tom's got perfect teeth as well. I just need to know in the chat, after that poll we put up and Ez only scoring 13%, being OG Gore, like, do we need a little...
Am I being replaced?
Do we need a little
no.
You lot beg me to come on. I've got better things to do.
We just need the quota, man. We just need the quota. That's what you're not understanding, man.
Don't forget the height.
We always need eye candy. Just don't say a lot.
Shout out to Tom. Make sure you're following him on Instagram. Tom was funny. Was he funnier than Ez though, Martin? Like, this is what we need to now start establishing. You know what I'm saying?
He would actually come on every week if we let him, wouldn't he?
Tom
loves watching us.
Bro, Tom's like diehard Forest, diehard FFTV.
He's one of our biggest fans.
He's saying he'll replace you.
He's in way, Tom.
Anyway, no, the point I was getting to with the pundits and stuff, right, was that all my non-Forest mates that I spoke to today said it was such a boring match. And I didn't think it was. But were we just too engrossed in there? I thought it was quite a tactical match. And I actually think in that second middle period of the first half, we were playing some scintillating football with no end product. Have I misread the room here, or have I just got red goggles on?
I thought we were perfectly in control. Sorry, I was going to say, all I will say is we were in control of the game in and out of possession yesterday. I didn't think they were a threat at all, apart from we had about a 10-minute spell towards the end of the game. But other than that, we really were comfortable. And I can't put it in any other words. We weren't really going for the win. Any of the chances that we did get were probably the best chances in the game. They didn't create much, but it was one of those where it seems like Nuno was almost playing out for time and confident in our ability to maybe get to penalties and win it. A few strange decisions throughout by Nuno, but they all paid off. So all I can say is we were comfortable yesterday and they weren't a threat. So I can't say that we were miles the better team, but what we were up against, I didn't see a threat from Brighton yesterday, and I expected a lot more from them with their attacking prowess.
As the home team, the onus is on them to attack, and they did not lay a glove on us. I thought it was an outstanding defensive performance, and I think that out of the two managers, Nuno went into it with a game plan for 120 minutes, which has worked in the previous rounds, and Brighton looked desperate. Those last 5 or 10 minutes, they threw in everything at us because they were scared of taking penalties against us, and you could see it. You could see it in their face. They knew they were gonna lose the penalty shootout. So you can't blame us for the game not being entertaining. We were the away team,
and they had a lot of players like Matoma playing that. Sorry, I was just last bit. Matoma was a key threat for me that I thought would be the difference in the game, and they just didn't perform. A lot of their players I know came traveling back like ours did, but yeah, I just think their main players who would on their day are better than some of our attackers just didn't perform, and they had plenty in on their bench as well to change the game, and they just didn't manage to do it. So defensively, we were absolutely solid yesterday. They created no chances as far as I'm concerned. Sorry, Ant, you can jump back in.
That's right. Well, we're Forest fans, and no matter how we try, we're going to have certain bias, right? But I don't care what anybody else thinks. I really don't care if a Scunthorpe United fan rings me up and says that was a boring game. I could not care less. Having said that, from my perspective as a Forest fan, I thought that first half, I slightly disagree with Rob on Nuno went out for 120 minutes, because in that first half, I think we pressed high and we really put ourselves about and tried to go for it. I think once that hadn't worked in the first half and we've not really created a lot of chances, I think that in the second half, Nuno took the pragmatic route. Thought, well, we'll make sure they don't score, and we might do what we often do with Elanga and Hudson-Odoi on the pitch. We might create something up front and score a goal. But if it goes to penalties, my boys will do it. That's how it kind of went.
After that first half, where we had about 60% possession and the ball was generally somewhere around the halfway line and we were pressing high, they go to the half time and they're going, yeah, Forest are playing a low block. It's like, oh my God.
There's no anybody who says that. I'm sorry. I don't care. I think they've all headed the ball too much. Never mind kick the ball too much. But they are absolutely out of their minds if they thought we were low blocking that first half. We were the only team that was pressing and trying to create.
Well,
and we played really well. We nullified. Let's not forget, we nullified what is a very, very good. Well, a good team that's in very good form. Since we slapped them, they've been unbelievable. But we've gone to their ground and kept them out. They've had one shot that Sels had to save. Oh, what a magnificent save yet again by our man. But apart from that, how many last-ditch saves did Sels have to make? He didn't.
I actually think their best chance was
10
that.
minutes, we were obviously tiring. They were obviously going for it, but we kept them out. And Yates actually said, "Yeah, I was dying for penalties at that point. That last 10 minutes, I was ready for penalties, and we were ready for penalties."
We'll talk about the bans in a second soon. I've seen a few others ask, but just before I bring Ben in, now, what you were saying there about we were high pressing in the first half, do you think that's because Taiwo was playing and not Wood? Do you think that made a difference in the approach of the style of the tactics? Or do you just think it was targeted?
Well, are you suggesting that Wood can't press?
No, I'm saying that Taiwo is a better presser than we. I think Taiwo is a good high presser in general.
Yeah. You often see him go towards the goalkeeper and he looks round to see who else is coming.
Yeah.
Well, but Taiwo had his best goal-scoring streak when we were playing ultra-low block, though, because it created more space for him to run into. So I'm not sure that necessarily follows.
Back when he looked faster, man. He looked pacey back then, didn't he? Yeah.
I think he is getting something towards his better form, though. And his hold-up play, I have to say, his hold-up play to me is better than it's ever been. I've never seen him, like, the ball come out the sky and him shield it and then pass it back. He didn't used to do that. He used to bounce off his shin or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was connecting with his boot quite a bit yesterday. I just
shocking,
think,
isn't it?
I just think I don't know how to judge his performance, because I thought his link-up play was pretty good. His hold-up play was pretty good. He had a decent shot, the one that he hit straight at the keeper.
With his foot as well.
With his foot. That may have been part of the problem. But
as Ed pointed out, the overlap of Awonyi and the wingers on the pitch was actually very small. And, you know, when we played Man United, we're presumably going to start with Awonyi and the wingers, and then you'll see him linking up with Elanga and Hudson-Odoi, which he rarely gets the chance to do. So, you know, good luck to him. I do think he's holding the ball up well, and I think it might have something to do with the fact that he's probably watched about 25 games in a row of Chris Wood doing that, and he's thinking, hey, I can do that. That's what the team needs. I can do that. I'm big and strong.
Better than Chris Wood at that, Rob.
But he is potentially better. And he does scare defences because he's got the physical threat of Chris Wood, but he's got the pace as well.
But the only thing I'd say,
that Van Ecken tried to bump him and he just bounced off him.
What the hell? What is going on with my computer today? But the only thing I'd say about Taiwo, I still don't feel confident he's going to score.
He hit the target. He put a shot on the target.
Yeah, he's got it. Yeah, he scored recently, didn't he? A fantastic goal.
That's Exeter, man.
It doesn't matter. The goal doesn't change position. The goal doesn't change place.
Yeah, the quality of the keeper in front and the defense does.
Did you see Kepa's effort at trying to save that second goal for against Man City today?
Oh, I loved every second of that, man.
Having top keepers there doesn't necessarily. I mean, you know, Edison at his near post. There's a few where Premier League goalkeepers don't always, you know.
No.
Do great.
But on the flip side, like Matz Sels yesterday, I think was it from a header, that save right at the end, towards the end of the game. Bearing in mind he's had to do nothing all game to pull out a save like that. That was quality.
He's really becoming a top goalkeeper, isn't it?
Yeah, I wanted to have a chat about that because there's what other real changes we've made to our starting team is basically Milenkovic and Anderson coming in compared to our squad from last season. But then you've got a player like Sels, who's gone to the next level. Bearing in mind the trouble we had last season with goalkeepers, and now we've got one of the best goalkeepers. Well, certainly
I hope he wins that Golden Glove. He deserves the Golden Glove, doesn't he?
Yeah, is he the best?
Sorry, go on.
I was just gonna say another player who's gone to the next level is Nico Williams.
Yeah,
I thought he was absolutely fantastic yesterday.
He was, yeah.
If you take Nico Williams out of the team, I wouldn't be surprised if we lose that match yesterday.
Even after his penalty miss yesterday, this is where the team spirit comes into it, and you saw it on the post-match interview with Matz Sels where Ryan Yates comes running in.
Yeah,
they had a definite belief in their goalkeeper. I believe Sels. I think we all did. Did we not think that Sels would save? We all felt that, so that team
even
spirit.
Yates said, even Yates said, "Oh, we knew Sels would save a couple."
We knew we would, yeah. And that's what team spirit does for you. That's what it does for you, and that's what we're seeing it. The players believe in each other. They trust each other on the pitch. They trust each other off the pitch, and you see that belief in the players. As even when Nico missed his penalty, mate, they were all around him. They came to meet him halfway. They didn't want him to feel the pressure of everything that was going on, knowing very well that we still got Matz Sels in goal, and both his penalty saves were really good. He could have saved the first one from Pedro. He just, he guessed the right way. So whatever he's got in his water bowl, it's working, mate. He stood firm.
The thing is, to back your point, I don't know if you guys saw the video of Nico Williams and I think was it Anthony Elanga? No, it was Callum Hudson-Odoi. Yeah, Callum Hudson-Odoi doing a commentary on the Man City game and the Brighton game.
No, it was Aina.
And they were going on about Sels. They were saying, "Oh, Sels, he's amazing, isn't he? He does it.
It was Aina.
He's really instilled that confidence in that team." Go on, Ben.
I was going to say it was Ola Aina in that video, but I've got to say, like, you'd think, because Matz Sels openly says this. He says it again yesterday. He basically said that he's told, everyone knows it, he's told which way to dive. So why the hell don't the opposition managers just say, hey, guys, when you normally kick the ball in the left of the net, because we're going against Matz Sels, kick it in the right of the net.
But it's not just that he knows percentage-wise which way they're going to go.
Yeah, but they don't always go the same way.
They don't always go
but they could find those stats as well and just counteract it.
This is the thing, isn't it? Because the first time we saw it in action was obviously Samba's water bottle from the semi-final penalty shootout in the playoffs. Now we've only lost one penalty shootout since then. That was one against Newcastle this season, wasn't it? Yeah, that was Miguel in goal. But so we seem to be. I've not seen any of what my point is. I've not seen any other clubs doing it, and I've seen a lot of penalty shootouts down this season. But even if you look at their goalkeeper, his water bottle was a normal water bottle. Why aren't they using those tactics?
I'm confident
they're not using the stats
in it. I tell you what, a question. I don't know what you guys would say to this, but would you take right now? Would you take penalties against City?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Even at Wembley, I take it. Yeah.
I would. I would
because I'm confident in our penalty takers and our goalkeeper.
It's interesting because it all went against us, didn't it? It was at the Brighton end, and they went first. So normally it's considered an advantage to go first, to have your own fans. I've developed a theory about you can see who's going to miss a penalty, and over the penalty shootouts. No, it's body language. So if you see a player do this, if they go before they take the penalty, they're going to miss. Watch it again, and that's what the Ipswich lad did against.
Did that.
No, he didn't.
Yeah,
he didn't inhale from half.
I thought you were about to make a good point because it's the run-up.
If they breathe, you're going to miss it. What the hell?
Yeah, if they breathe.
Nico Williams, before he hit the penalty, went, I thought, oh,
yeah, but a lot of them do that. They're trying to calm themselves.
I'm telling you, if you watch it again,
I'm
the ones
sorry,
that do
Rob.
that,
I love you, guy, but you're totally wrong on this one.
Watch it again.
I'll let you
watch it again.
Right? I'll let you into a little secret. You don't fucking know until we take that penalty. You don't know whether they're going to score.
Also, Rob, but it's not even that, isn't it? That I was about to agree with you until you said the breathing bit, Rob. They all have a set routine they follow through. It's like a tennis player setting up for serve. Do you know what I mean? They have the set amount of bounces they do on the ball. Breathe in. Nadal's the worst one. He has to unwedge himself every time and what have you. Now, for me, he does, man. It's so annoying. For me, it's about the run up. If the run up feels too straight on the ball, I don't like it with no cut.
Again, I would agree with you, but I've seen terrible run ups score. I mean, Jorginho's got one of the worst, horribly staccato jump in the air run ups I've ever seen. He scores every time.
No one's worse than Gibbs White. That is the worst run up.
Down to nerves and the quality of the player. To hit the ball. If you hit the ball cleanly, strike it cleanly, you've got a damn good chance of scoring.
Remember when they were going to do the ABBA thing?
Huh?
Remember the ABBA thing they were going to do? ABBA.
Oh, yeah. That didn't last long. I think we did for one season, didn't they?
I'm actually doing it. Did that ever actually do it?
Yeah,
they tried it in like an FA Cup or something. I can't remember what.
No, I'm sure it was a League Cup. But penalty-wise, we've got us. It was obviously for me. It was a strange decision for him to take Morgan Gibbs White off.
Weird, man. Not strange. Weird.
Are we still waiting to come to that?
Yeah, man. We still got loads to talk about. We still got to talk about like plenty of stuff.
I've been talking about. Okay.
Well, while we're digressing here a little, quick reminder: get them likes up, guys. We've got nearly 500 of you, lovely Reds, in here. We're on 142 likes. So please make sure you've hit that like button. Should be over 150.
Tom's not on. Come on, guys. Don't mess about.
Yeah, do I need to get Tom back on? Do I need to get Tom back on and smile at the ladies in the chat and some of the guys maybe? Yeah.
Oh, I already hit the like. It wasn't me. I already hit it.
Shout out to Matt with the 18 months. Absolute legend. And just if you look in the live chat now, there's a pinned link for our WhatsApp update groups. Now, that's different to the number where you can get in touch with us, guys, and we can have a chat with you over WhatsApp. This is for quick fire breaking news. Everyone has WhatsApp in there. Loads of you are in there. I think there's over 250 already since we launched it the other day in there. Shout out to Monk, who's doing a sickeningly good job with the social media stuff. That's getting updated as soon as something breaks. So if you're out and about, and especially in the transfer window, we're not too far off that now. Some breaking news comes through. You can just quickly look on your WhatsApp. It goes in the update section of your WhatsApp. There's like this new tab. And now we'll just have quick fire things. And you can just respond to them with emojis. And no one can see your number in there. It's all kind of private, but it's part of the group, if you see what I'm saying. So make sure you click on that link.
Can I just endorse it? I accidentally went on it today. It's really good.
Accidentally
pressed it by in error, and it's really good. So I'm going to check it more often, I think.
Yeah, and the good thing is, it's just Forest updates. You know, like when you go on your Twitter feed, you'll get some Forest stuff, then you get some weird Elon Musk stuff, and this is just Forest. And it's in your WhatsApp. So check it out. It's completely free as well. Shout out to Monk, who's doing a cracking job on the social media stuff.
Amazing job.
I just wanted to mention one thing as well. The Player of the Month votes on the Premier League website. Milenkovic is only now 2% ahead of, I can't remember who's second. But
I don't believe that. Did they actually show the percentages on it?
Yeah.
Do they?
If you vote, you can see the percentages, I think.
Where's that?
It's somewhere. If you just type in Premier League Player of the Month,
put the link in the chat. Put the link in the chat. Forest got 2 players. Forest got 2 players in that.
You got to vote for Milenkovic. He's basically.
Don't split the vote.
Don't do a Rob and vote Lib Dem.
Anyway, I want to talk about another player, boys, before we get into Ez's bloody MGW stuff, right? Anderson. I know Milenkovic got man of the match on TV. I thought, and I don't know if I'm glazing him a little too much. That's why I want to ask you boys about it and you guys in the chat. His performance yesterday, I think, was his best performance of the season. I thought every aspect of his game, defending, dribbling, midfielding, Andersoning, and all of it was just absolutely bang on. And I just thought, wow, what a performance from him, and his energy levels was sensational.
Herlander, what kind of a name's Herlander? No wonder he calls himself Nuno. Herlando Simeosis Espírito Santo.
Oh yeah, his full name.
Herlander.
What does he get? Sorry. Nuno. Wait! Don't vote Nuno manager of the month, you idiot.
No, it's Milankovic, player of the month.
You know that he's manager of the month. I think he's up for manager of the month as well.
Probably is, yeah.
Yeah, don't vote. We don't want the manager curse. I love you, Nuno, but no, we're not doing that again. We're not doing that again. So, chat, get your thoughts in on Anderson. The Geordie's in there. Are you missing him? I see a few of you. Shout out to Colton and a few of the others there. Who wants to kick it off on Anderson? Whose turn is it to speak? Is it Ben or Rob? I can't remember.
Go on, Rob.
So it was a complete performance. All it was missing was a goal, I feel. But he was combative right from the first minute. He put in some crunching tackles, great link-up play. We were pressing in that first half. And I thought that suited him really well because he's good on the front foot. He was playing little 1-2s with people. Like I say, some crunching tackles. I would just like to see him shoot a bit more. But, what a cracking signing. And I think if I was going to put the improvement this season, it's down to a lot of things. But the signing of him and Milankovic and the improvement of Sels and Nico Williams, those four, those were the best four players probably yesterday. So, I think he's just going to get better as well. He's another one that is unlucky to be overlooked for England. I know he played for the under-21s, but he's another one that's going to be in with a shout and will probably be just ignored instead of somebody like Phil Foden or Jordan Henderson or some other old crapper. So, but surely they can't ignore him for much longer. But I think he just needs a few more goals against his name to catch the eye of.
It's funny, he's not getting the attention MGW is he? And that's because MGW is obviously a flair player. But Anderson is my word. Yesterday, as you quite rightly say, Rob, that was apart from not getting a goal, but I'm not going to hold that against him. It was a total performance. And there were a lot of times when I was watching, and I'll be honest with you, it was quite deep, and he was putting in those tackles, interceptions, and I thought he could play six. He could play six.
This is where I want to. He's had to adapt his position throughout the season. His debut. On his debut, I think he started off on the right, or certainly on the left, on the wing anyway. And he's moved in, he's changed his position throughout the season. Like Anne just said, I see him as a disruptor. I see him as somebody who can not only win the ball, he can break forward with it. And that's something we've sorely missed since we've been promoted. So he's adapted his position throughout the season. I just hope Nuno finds somebody to sit with him because I think he needs a partner in that central midfield. Yatesy again was brilliant yesterday. I thought it was a real.
He was very, very good.
So them two worked yesterday, but I think it needs somebody with Anderson in there.
The most Anderson thing that Anderson has done this season, the defining moment for me was in the Villa game where he tackled Matty Cash at the end, and everybody thought it was a foul, but he just played to the whistle and he put the ball in for Elanga to score the winner. And that, I think, just sums him up.
Oh, yeah, I remember that,
honestly, he's such a combative player, and he plays to the whistle. Also, we've got to give him credit.
He scored his pen as well.
He was up against Morgan Rogers that day as well, and relatively kept him quiet. Apart from that penalty shout, which, like we've said, it started outside the box.
Never.
That should never be.
He did foul him a couple of times, but
he dealt with him though. Yeah. But he did deal with him, and that was a real. That was probably his toughest battle that I've seen one-on-one with a player, and he came out on top as far as I'm
concerned. Good shout about the pen, by the way, because did he go first again? I'm trying to remember now. Did he take the first?
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
Normally it's Wood. He looked so composed.
Oh, he sent the keeper the wrong way, didn't he?
Yeah. He is so
brilliant pen. I must admit, I was bricking it because I thought he doesn't score a lot of goals. I know he scored penalties for us previously, but he doesn't score a lot of goals. And going first is horrible. You know what I mean?
The good thing about so we talk about player attitudes. We talk about player attitudes, and we sort of say people like Cunha, maybe they're a bit of an arsehole, but I think Anderson inside knows how good he is, but not in an arsehole way. Do you know what I mean? He's self-assured.
Yeah, he's not an arrogant player. He doesn't come across that way. Yeah,
he seems quite quiet. You never see him on the socials or anything. So he's probably quite reserved. But I just wanted to make a point that someone else had made as well in the chat. Ever since Dominguez put that Instagram post out about sitting on the bench, I think he's been class for us.
He has.
I love him.
I think he's completely come back to the type of form we were seeing at the end of last season. And
he was in his element, Ben, wasn't he, yesterday in that first half?
I think now we could basically name our starting 11 if everyone's fit. I think we pretty much all agree on the starting 11, and I think Dominguez would be in there. So I don't know. I just want to give a shout out to Dominguez because I think he's been brilliant recently, in the same way that Nico Williams has.
So it started with the Arsenal game, which he was started in the Arsenal game, and we were all like, "What's going on here?" And he was over on the right, and he was shielding Aina a bit, but he was brilliant in that game. And I think, and I know I got pelters for this before, but I think the difference between him and Sangare is that Dominguez was not happy to be on the bench and he wanted to fight for his place, whereas Sangare is he's back of the queue now. It just doesn't, I don't know, maybe he's burning up inside, but at least Dominguez was prepared to go in and bang on the desk. And,
but there's also an element of just Nuno
banging on the desk job.
Yeah,
I know you don't like that. You don't like that, but there's something to it. He's forced his way back into the team, and he's actually cemented it with his performances.
Now,
and
if you said metaphorically banging on the desk, I could think, I get what you're saying, but not literally.
I mean metaphorically banging on the desk.
He means literally, man. He
meant literally.
But also, Nuno's played him in the right position for him. Nuno's played him well, so it's not as if he's just been put in anywhere and been made to make it work, which has been the case earlier on in the season because he's not a number 6. We've all agreed on that, and he'd been played in that position on a few occasions by Nuno. So Nuno's playing him in the right places now. It's like yesterday we started off with basically 4 midfielders across our, which we can see that works in certain games because yesterday, even though that first half it wasn't probably set out for us to be attacking, we were the more attacking team. We had control of the game. We had the possession. So in certain games, Nuno knows he can rely on that kind of formation. But there were certain players that stood out yesterday, and that midfield I think we dominated one of the few games this season where we've dominated that midfield.
Well, we had enough of them in there, as
we had enough of them in there. But they played the right formation to deal with their threats. So we totally.
Well, he went with my formation, by the way.
Wait, hold on, and you can go to the toilet. You don't need permission.
No. I have to ask. I think you've missed somebody off the man of the match poll. I know you want Anderson to win, so you've not put him in there. But come on, you got to be fair.
Go on. Hey.
What are you saying? Anderson should have won
Milenkovic is not on the man of the match.
Oh yeah, crap. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
sorry.
He literally won man of the match in the ground as well.
Yeah, my bad.
I thought. I
thought Sels would win it anyway. Yeah, you're right. I thought Sels would win it. Look, I'm going to be the bad guy here. All right. I do agree. Dominguez had a good game. I still don't think he's the one. For me, that whole midfield needs reshaping.
He might not be the one long term, but he's improving, isn't he?
He's improving, but we're doing a bit too much plays in here.
Yeah, but the thing is, like Ryan Yates, they can only play to the best of their ability, and I think at the moment they're both playing to the best of their ability.
Yeah, I'm not disputing that.
We need a squad, and I think that Dominguez and Yates are perfectly good Premier League squad players.
Yeah, okay, but you can
always improve, but
I like to forward think. Let's say we get Champions League. Do you want the likes of Dominguez, Yates?
Premier League. I said Premier League.
Squad, yes, I still do want them in our squad.
In the Champions League. In the Champions League.
Yes.
Yeah, but if you brought in Cunha and dropped Dominguez, that means you don't have to pay Cunha in every game So before a Champions League game, you can rest Cunha and bring Dominguez in and be
but if we brought Cunha and Luis in.
Obviously, look, nobody's saying that we can't raise the floor.
Yeah.
Or
I'm saying raise the ceiling.
Level, yeah.
I'm saying raise the ceiling.
Ideally, but you have to raise both, don't you? You have to raise.
I don't like that analogy.
It's no good having brilliant, like 4 or 5 brilliant players and 6 crap ones. That's no good. You've got to raise both.
I can't stand it when people say raise the floor and raise the ceiling. It's the same thing.
No, it's not.
Like that. Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. You just raise the floor, the ceiling stays there.
No, because he said raise both.
Yeah, ideally you want to raise both.
Yeah, because if
then it just go up in line, man.
Yeah, but
I know, but you're starting at 0 and you raise them both by 10.
Yeah, your whole squad.
Then you go from 10 to 110, and we know Ant hates that number.
Yeah, come on, you've lost it. You lost it.
Yeah,
have another beer.
Right.
So I've had 6 mojitos today, mate.
Not
inclusive when it goes crypto on holiday.
Yeah. Not every player we look for in the summer window is going to have to be a Champions League quality player, because we're going to be fighting on 4. Not every single player we've signed, because we're fighting on 4 fronts. We're not just fighting on the Champions League. So we're going to give up on the league and the cup and everything else. No. So we're going to have players that aren't just. We are obviously looking for Champions League quality players, but not every single player we sign is going to be that. We're going to have to fill out our squad. And we have to look at players.
You're using your championship mentality there, bro.
No, I'm saying every player we look at has got to be better than we've already got. I agree. But not every single one of them is going to be Champions League quality. You're not going to get that. We haven't got a budget for that.
I agree.
I don't know.
You got to be able to rotate a £100 million player in every squad position. No,
I'm not saying that. What my point I'm making here is I'm still itchy about this midfield outside of Anderson. I'll be honest with you.
Why? We've got some cracking midfield players.
I know, and we are going to improve.
I really don't get what you're saying at all.
Okay, I'll tell you what I'm saying. Right, Anderson. Would everyone agree Anderson's the 8?
Or 6?
He can play anywhere.
No, okay. I'm just saying. Would we agree in principle?
Is somebody with
Anderson the best 8 in the team? Let me put it that way.
Yes.
Would everyone agree with that?
No, I wouldn't agree, because what I would do is have Anderson.
Don't give me the Morgan Gibbs White switch round thing.
Right.
Because I'd have Anderson in the 6 where he wants to play. He said he wants to play in the 6. I'd have MDW in the 8, and that's where I'd bring the Cunha in the 10.
Okay, forget who's not in, right? Forget who's not in, all right? And I'm overwriting you guys. Anderson's the best 8, okay? Now I'm going to go around and ask you, who's the best 6?
Anderson.
You got Anderson's playing in the 8. He can't play in both.
No, it's not. He's playing in the 6.
Pick another name.
6. MGW in the 8. Cunha in the 10.
He's going to be in the 6.
Just play my game.
No, you go to sleep.
Because you like to get people boxed in with silly questions, and then you said something.
No, what I'm trying to do, I'm not trying to catch anyone out. I'm trying to see if we say Anderson as the 8, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Are you then gonna all hold on?
We're not.
Hypothetical.
Right. I just got off the phone to Nuno. He told me against Man U, he's playing Anderson in the 8. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we're going on hypotheticals, then I'm going to put Rodri in the 6.
I'm going to put Declan Rice.
No, we're doing hypotheticals.
I
will answer.
If we're going Tuesday night,
hypothetical, and that Anderson will play in the 8 on Tuesday.
We've had this discussion before, but it's between 4 players for who goes alongside.
Okay, so now we're getting somewhere with the point I'm trying to get to.
Sangari was bought to do that job, right?
You know what?
He is currently back of the queue. On form, it's Dominguez. On form, Dominguez is leading those 4, but he's only good for about 65 minutes. So he's a partial solution.
So you're saying Dominguez for the 6?
But Yates can play a 90.
I'm saying Yates.
Dominguez can't.
Tuesday night, I'm saying Yates. You play with Yates.
Okay.
Yates Anderson.
Anyone saying Danilo?
The point is, I know what you're trying to say.
Danilo for the 8 because Anderson will be in the 6.
Yeah, but we're talking about 6.
Danilo's a good sub. I think he's a good sub. He was decent, by the way.
I think he played very well yesterday. He suits the 8.
Yeah, I think he's coming into it. I think Danilo's quietly coming into it, and Sangari's quietly drifting out of it.
Yeah, it's coming towards the spring. Exactly. It's Danilo's time of the year, so it's coming.
It is.
Yeah, Skills. Who did your boys get in the draw, bro? Remind me. Anyway, no. The point I'm trying to get to is, I reckon if Anderson played as the 8, as cheese as Ant wants to be right now, right, he wouldn't cry about it. Okay. When it comes to the 6th position, and thank you, chat, for proving my point. 29% say Yates. 30% say Sangare, 32% say Dominguez. It's not uniform, which tells me this position is still as it has been since we've been promoted.
Cracking number 6s.
Yeah, and we're still in third, so I don't get your point.
We do not have 3 cracking number 6s.
We need a dedicated number 6 if Nuno wants to play this formation going forward, and we need that in the summer. If that's the point you're trying to get to, do we need to reinforce in that position? And yeah, 100%. We all agree we do.
We're in the table with this crappy midfield that we've got.
Exactly.
Yes.
Shit midfield, but it's not good enough, you know.
Yes, but you're the one who keeps telling us in the Champions League, any team with less than 45% possession statistically never makes it through.
Statistically, that's true. Maybe we'll break the mold. Like
we did this season. Yeah.
You see, Owen's saying Yates has been just fine, right? This is the thing. Everyone in that 6th position from that list has had a purple patch during that season in that position. But it's been patchy. I don't think anyone has made that position their own.
But the problem is, Wolfie, the problem is that you make these sweeping statements like there's only Janssen, everybody else is crap. What we're saying is, no, that's not fair and it's not true. Yeah. Everybody else is not crap.
I'm not saying crap,
not a crap
but
player.
I have said that, yeah.
You did. And Sangare is not a crap player. Trust me, when he goes somewhere else, he'll perform when he gets a chance. He has no chance at Forest. Dominguez is not a crap player. Morgan is White is not a crap player. These are all midfielders.
Forget Morgan. I'm putting him in the 10. Right? I'm talking about this 6 and 8 problem. I think Anderson solved the
8's not a problem because you said
but it hasn't been all season. Nuno's made it work. Whatever his combination has been, it's worked.
No, but what I'm saying here is when any of us do a team sheet prediction 4-2-3-1, you can pretty much guarantee you guys will agree on 10 out of the 11 positions.
Agreed.
Is that fair to say?
I think that's the case with 90% of football teams in the Premier League.
A lot of them are chopping and changing. We've had a very stable lineup, considering. I mean, there's not a lot of fat in the squad. If we're talking about readiness of the fat for of the squad for Champions League, I mean, the ones I see potentially going over the summer, obviously Moreno, maybe Toffolo, and maybe Sangare, right? Are the only 3 that look pretty obvious to leave. Everybody else we will retain, but we need to add to it because we need more depth. We've gone from a position of having a really bloated squad to having one that really isn't, it's a bit short-staffed in some areas. So we'll probably go out and get another fullback, another winger, a central midfielder and a striker over the summer.
Yeah, but Rob, you say that when Nuno went into Europe with Wolves, he didn't overinflate the squad.
No, this is something Nuno's going to have to work.
Were they in the Champions League?
This is Champions League.
It doesn't matter.
Let's be honest. Most of the games you play against Champions League, you're playing against trash. Let's be honest. It's only a few out of your 8 games. Only 2 or 3 are actually against good teams.
That is true. Like half the teams aren't even that good.
No, but
we should get the third star.
They're always a brilliant player because he's played in the Champions League. What, against Levski Sofia or something?
Yeah,
there's Arjis Pateshti. The
cup is a leveler, though. Remember, we drew with Exeter, right? So, the cup can be a bit of a leveler. So, any cup competition can be. So,
you get my point, Rob. Stop.
Yeah, but you guys aren't getting my point, right? I am saying that come the summer, let's assume, inshallah, all goes well. We're in the Champions League. Yeah. These names that you're holding on to, your Yates, your Dominguez, your Danilos. Yeah. Mm-hmm. If a Douglas Luiz comes in, I don't think I think one goes.
Right, can I put a scenario?
Sangare will go.
Let me hang on. I'm putting a scenario to it. Right, we've got Cunha, right, for example, and we're playing Juventus in the quarterfinal of the Champions League, and the game before we're playing against Leicester City at home. You're going to play Cunha?
Wait,
are you saying that Yates and Dominguez aren't good enough to play that game?
Wait, Ant, in your hypothetical, how do we end up playing Leicester?
Yeah, right. Whoever's in the bottom 3 that year.
I was trying to think of a really shit team, and they just came to mind.
Sheffield might come back up. Yeah.
I agree with what you're saying.
United will be back up next season. Yeah. So we're playing Sheffield at home. Are you saying that the likes of Yates and Dominguez and Danilo and Sangare and these players aren't good enough to play against them?
Okay, I get your point, but let me flip that to you. If now Forest are in, say, Villa's position, semi-final of the FA Cup, quarterfinals of the Champions League, and pushing for a top 4 or 5 position, whatever it is. Yeah. You're gonna need a squad who is strong enough that you could have almost 2 11s, if you like. I know I'm taking it to the end of agree.
I agree.
But either of those 11s, you'd be quite comfortable. This 11 plays in the Champions League, or this 11 could play in the Premier League, and vice versa.
Yeah,
because these are the crunch matches at this time.
You don't play the whole 11.
I know. I said I'm exaggerating it, but you get my point. You can't have
that's difficult to argue against, doesn't it? When you exaggerate it to that extent,
but
you can't argue what you're saying.
To be fair, though, we did kind of do that in 3 or 4 games this season. So the League Cup game and the early FA Cup games, we pretty much put a shadow team on. And they weren't good. They weren't very good, but we played a shadow team.
So you don't change the entire 11. That's where teams go wrong in the League Cup and the FA Cup in the early rounds. I'm not saying it's wrong what they do, but that's why they fail to progress. It's because they try and change the whole 11. You can't do that. No team can do that.
No.
Yeah.
No team.
All right. I don't know. We've got a lot still to talk about.
Gobby tonight.
Nikki, you can ask that in the chat. I put a note in the WhatsApp group saying I would take Grealish.
Yeah, me too. What a player.
I would say Grealish. And them out in the group chat shot me down. Apart from that,
not me.
I'd take Grealish.
Yeah,
you're talking about Nicky, basically.
Nicky.
And Dave.
And Monk, And Monk, And Mark. Oh, wait, did Mark want him or not? I can't remember. But would you learn the chat? Side note, I'm not spending any time on this. YRN in the chats, would you take Grealish? And by the way, 36% of you think that Dominguez is the best 6.
Right, because we're not going anywhere near the 100 million they paid for him. But yeah,
we're taking that out of the game. We're just saying, would you have him as a
would you have him?
Yeah, I would.
Because he's not coming. We couldn't pay his wages.
You know what? I think he's a good lad. I think he gets a lot of bad press because he's just a lad, you know.
And you know what gets me? Everybody says about him, don't they? Oh, he's always on the ground. He's on the ground because he's one of the most skillful players in the league that tricks past. He doesn't have pace.
He's the
most fouled player,
and they foul him. They foul him every time.
He used to be Wilfried Zaha when he was at Palace, but it's Grealish now, most fouled player in the Premier League. Yeah, when he's playing, obviously.
Ryan Yates.
These people said, "Oh, he's always on the ground." Yes, because he gets kicked to the ground every time he gets the ball because he's so bloody good.
I like his attitude.
Would anyone on the panel not take him? Would anyone not take him?
I'd take him. I think he'd be good for us.
I'll put it up as a poll because I can't decide in the chat which is more.
Also, Man City don't play him in his best position. They don't play him where he's most effective. So you're not seeing the best of him. Look at him today. He changed that match for them today.
I just want to spend time on it. It's just that Bell and Nicky brought it up, right?
He looked like he'd been told not to his fault.
I think
he's like a drunk Tuffalo, says Laurie. All right, let's move on to talk about. Do you want to do the MG dub or the suspensions? Go on, Ez, the MG dub thing. Go.
What MG dub thing?
You've been trying to bring it up all night, and now you say what MG dub thing?
Oh, what? Oh, yeah, taking him off early. Yeah, bad decision. I didn't understand that. No, I want some clarification on why he did that because it was 2 minutes to go. He said it was to shore us up. With them, I don't think they were on the attack. I don't understand it. So I think it kind of like I felt a little hamstrung going into that penalty shootout. I didn't understand why he'd made that decision. So I actually want some clarity from the chat and hopefully from you guys. But
I've
played out okay in the end, but I mean,
I'm sure Rob will back me up on this because he's got a doctoral degree. But I've heard that apparently he may be injured.
What the hell's a doctoral degree?
No, you're right.
He may be injured from or have a slight injury from bashing into the post.
Look how focused Rob's face is when it comes to a medical question.
He did slide into the post. Let's not forget about that.
Well, this is a problem. We've got MPs running the NHS with no medical experience.
I thought that he'd shattered his knee. When he slammed into the post, his face, he looked in agony. I thought, oh my God, what's he done? And so
thank God for his shin pads.
Yeah, well, you know.
No. They made a point of that. The commentators
they said
he didn't have proper shin pads on. and it didn't protect him from the.
What's it called?
Have you seen the size of the shin pads they wear? Sorry to interrupt.
It's ridiculous.
The law on it.
MGW socks are like tiny.
It's this big.
Yeah, but the law says they only have to be credit card size. That's for law's fault.
The kids now wear it as well on my under 14s. It protects nothing. It literally it falls out of their socks. It's so small, man.
Right. So I know I'm an old fart, but when I was a kid, shin pads were like cricket pads.
I had shin pads with ankle protectors on them as well. Little slip-on socks.
And you used to have to tie tape around them.
And it had steel kind of toe, like the steel toe padding thing on each side of the ankle, right? And they're coming up. I'm like, and I have to test their shin pads on training. So I go around kicking them in the shin.
How old are they, Wolfie?
14, 13.
So if you see that what he did, he may at the very least he's got some significant bruising on his his tibia. His tibia has collided with the post, and that might have a numbing effect on his leg. And it's like if he's in a lot of pain, it might disrupt his concentration from taking a penalty.
Well, he should have come off earlier then, shouldn't he?
I agree. But I think the problem is it's a player management issue because he's so confident he will want to take a penalty, and Nuno would be sort of saying, "No, it's all right. We've got a 5. Thank you very much. We don't need you with a bad leg missing a penalty."
Going inside Nuno's head again.
but we're trying to explain something that is difficult to explain. So I will go with what Crypto said, which is he was injured. Nuno was thinking, I don't want him taking a penalty unless he's 100%, and I don't want to have the argument with him. So I'm going to sub him, and that way it's done.
Right, Rob. That's a good explanation.
Right.
I think that was the reason.
Yeah. I mean,
that's how I saw it.
It's good that Gibbs White is so confident he would have wanted to take that penalty. But you know what? Paul Ince played a World Cup with a broken leg and missed a fucking penalty. We don't want that, right? So the manager has to step in and make the decision, and the manager picked the correct 5 penalty takers.
I disagree with you on this Morgan Gibbs White theory. I think Nuno saw that we were just getting knackered. We were getting knackered. We were under the cosh.
We were wilting a little bit those last 5 minutes.
But he brought him. For me, the problem yesterday, if you can call it such a thing, was the substitutions. We had an extra 2 substitution slots or whatever you call it over them going into extra time. They had to then waste the extra sub you're given because Dunkin' Donut had to come on for what's his face, Webster. So I just think, the sub just was so late. It was so late. Surely you could see the last 10 minutes the boys were knackered. I don't know why he held out on making those subs. And if tactically, I refuse to believe that they didn't have the 5 names already down who were going to take the penalties, right? With a substitute 6th one. And I don't think Morgan Gibbs White may have been down with it because of what Yates said. Yates said in the previous penalty shootout, he didn't have to take the penalty because we won it with 4. We won it with 4 or whatever it was. Yeah,
no, Yates was number 6, so we took all 5 against Ipswich. Yates was Yates is the 6th in line.
Okay,
Yates is the 6th in line to take penalties. So I think what Nuno's done is he's looked at Gibbs White.
He's bumped him up,
get him out, and just let Yatesy do it.
Okay, that makes. How many did Sels save against Ipswich?
2.
Because Nico shot over the bar, we had to take all 5.
No, against Ipswich.
No, against Ipswich.
Against Ipswich, we took all 5 because
we took 4.
Definitely. So they must have only missed 1.
I was there.
We went first, didn't we? Yeah, because we went first.
We took all 5 against Ipswich.
Wait. But I remember Sels saving something.
What did he say? We went first.
Which is 5th penalty.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, that's making sense. All right. Okay. So, but I still think the sub thing is a problem. It is a problem. It's too late, man. It's too late. And you can start to visually see them getting knackered.
Well, especially when it takes Morata about 2 minutes to remove his necklace. I mean, what the hell was that?
I didn't see
that was
that.
ridiculous.
I mean, Gibbs White tried to run back on. He tried to run back on. He was like, well, if he got
booked.
Who got booked? Was it MG Dub or was it Morata?
Yeah, Gibbs White got booked.
Yeah.
Who is
that's ridiculous at this level, because if they'd scored at that time, Morata would have just got absolutely slaughtered.
Hey mate, it's equally as ridiculous that they have to top up the bloody batteries on the referees.
Again, how often do we see this? How often do we see this?
Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous, you know. And the amount of time that was added on yesterday was like 8 minutes, wasn't it? At the end of the 90 minutes.
And then there was another like 3 or 4 within that added on.
Yeah, injury within, So
I mean, we've got Man United in 2 days' time. Honestly,
exactly.
But I agree with Wolfie's
Why
points.
are we playing on Tuesday anyway? That's ridiculous. Why aren't we playing on Wednesday?
What? Brown envelopes.
Gone.
Sorry, it's gone.
They've not played for 14
substitutions yesterday. But the penalty decision to be reversed was just pathetic. You know, it just happened.
Literally, I was going to come on to go on and start with that.
It just seems
because I didn't see it. Can you just explain it? Because I went to break my fast. Yeah, and then the people in the chat were saying there was 2 penalty ones. They only replayed the
second one.
I saw the Yates one later. So the Yates one wasn't. He did tap him on the bottom of his foot, but the Yates one, he just dived. You know, as far as I'm concerned, you know, but you're never given that one. But with Anderson's one, whether you're saying he's put his foot into the arm, either way, the arm's dragged him down. And for that to be reversed once it's been given, that's what I wasn't happy with. Once you're given it, you're given it, as far as I'm concerned.
Clear and obvious.
Yeah, for them to demand he goes and has another look. And then they're in his ear all the way down, you know, they're telling him what they think, you know.
But Thomas straight away was like, you know, go look at this and all that.
The key point there is that he dragged him down. There's no doubt, to my mind, you can see he put his leg is pulled away from him. Yeah. Had he not had his arm there, Anderson would have gone on.
Yeah. So when you back with your arm,
and it certainly wasn't a clear and obvious error, which is supposed to be
the key bit. That's the key bit.
The way I saw it is that yes, clearly it was accidental. Clearly he didn't mean to do it, but it took him down in an attacking position inside the box. It doesn't matter. Look at I can't remember what penalty day was. It Man City? Like
business. Not many players deliberately foul in the box.
Yeah, no. What I'm trying to say is that there was a penalty today. I can't remember what match it was, but there's a penalty today where they got a penalty after he'd been tackled, but he'd already passed the ball away. So he didn't even have the ball and he won a penalty. Anderson had the ball at his feet, right? He was ready to turn inside and make a pass, and he got taken out. It doesn't matter if he clips him a tiny bit, whether he 2-foots him. He took him away from an attacking position.
If that had been a leg, it would have been a penalty. If that had been a leg, they'd have kept it. So why?
If that was Man United or Liverpool,
it was unusual. We didn't know what to do.
Yeah, just what.
It doesn't matter what part of your body it is that you pull a guy down with. It's a penalty. It's a foul.
I agree.
Yeah, the Villa one today. Yeah, he'd already passed the ball away, and even then he got a penalty given.
My reading of it, and again, I didn't see it in real time off the replay, was that when Anderson planted his foot back down on the ground, he did put it probably about 10 centimeters closer to Matoma, which is fine. It's his right to do. I think the key point here is that Matoma came sliding in and therefore wasn't in a controlled fashion anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and I saw on, I think it might have been on TalkSport actually, they were saying if a keeper slides out like that and a player leaves a foot in and it taps the hand, that doesn't get overturned. So why is that any different?
I looked at that, you know, and I think what happened, and I could be wrong here because it's my interpretation what I saw. From behind, if you look at him from behind, yes, his leg does go out, but that's because he was kind of stumbling a little bit, and he had to put his leg.
He always does,
to keep his balance. So had Matoma not been there, he put his foot down, he'd have been balanced and he could have gone on. So I don't think he deliberately, like, you know, players do it, don't they? They stick the leg out to try and get contact. I don't think that was the case.
But it's the fact that Matoma, for me, is the fact Matoma was sliding tells me you're never fully in control on a slide, and it's his arm that hooks him.
Yes, Anderson may have taken advantage of that, but the main point, like you've already said, is was it a clear and obvious error from the referee for them to have to overturn it? And referees should ideally look at that and say, no, I made a decision based on him being dragged down, and that hasn't changed my opinion on that.
An obvious error.
A lot of podcasts I've seen, and I agree with it. The call from VAR should say, if they decide there's something they're not sure about, the call from VAR should be to ref, you know, you might just want to check this out. because then they're not giving them a clue as to what they think is wrong with it. But I think they're saying, oh yeah, he put his foot on his arm, and therefore it shouldn't be. No, they should say, we recommend you go and have a look at this because you might want to, or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a clear and obvious error should be a point of fact. Like if you say it's a handball and you review it and it shows it didn't hit the player's hand, it hit the face or something. That is a clear and obvious error. Whereas this penalty is coming down to a matter of opinion, right? Now, I would say that it's borderline for me. We've had much more shocking things against us. But the point is that once the referees give it, it should only be overruled for a clear and obvious error. It shouldn't be. You shouldn't be doing every penalty appeal by committee. It should be the referee makes the decision, and then unless there's a clear and obvious error, it should stand. But they seem to be going like, right, I think VAR, you might want to have a look at this. I think that could be a penalty. Let me know what you think, because then you end up with it undermining the referee.
Yeah. I think, VB, you asking about the whole Howard Red Webb and Michael Owen thing, it won't come out on that. What I want to ask you boys about is this mic'd up crap. Because what the hell is that, man? They're always trying to turn into NFL.
Disallowed because it was a foul. Okay.
Like, what have we gained by them saying that? I would much rather hear the conversation that you hear that, whoever's on comms is saying, oh, I've just heard they're putting it to review. He's told them to go to the screen. You know what I'm saying? That one.
They showed it in the state. That's twice now they've done it. They showed it in the stadium as well, and the Forest fans went mental because they actually showed it up on the big screen.
Replay. Okay.
Yeah. They showed
no. I'm not talking. I'm talking about the conversation.
No, you're not. Sorry. Yeah. It's just something that came into my mind.
Yeah.
They don't normally do that. And
they did it when we were there. It was the Brighton game, wasn't it? It was the Brighton game.
Yeah. They do it in rugby and American football. It's not unheard of. I'm all for a bit more transparency.
But when they do it in American football, it's like the ref steps up because a flag gets thrown. Yeah, a yellow flag gets thrown. That flag means anything. Okay, so there needs clarification on it. Do you know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is I don't get what the additional value, even to the people at the ground. I think the additional value comes if they had on the main screen, when you get the captions, like on a YouTube video, have the captions coming up or the audio of what's being said between VAR and the ref. Because
why have they got 3 people in VAR room now?
And they all
VAR, assistant VAR, and the assistant to the assistant.
So the one that was really annoying for me is still the one that we had against Aston Villa, where I was in the stadium for that, and it seemed to take about 5 or 6 minutes for them to review whether how much of Ilanga's elbow was offside or whatever. And I think you do feel better informed when you're on TV, watching it on TV, because at least the commentators filling in, and you can watch a replay. The experience in the ground at the moment is absolutely awful because you've just celebrated, then you've had it taken away from you, and you've literally just got a screen saying VAR reviewing.
And you know what? I don't like where the screens are now in the city ground. I don't like them. It's just
temporary. Yeah, no, but it is awkward depending on where you're sat. Yeah, 100%.
No, I'm happy where the screens are.
Yeah.
I'm happy with the screens are.
Well, I'm just thinking of Ez, man. Right, just a quick reminder.
They've got clocks as well around the stadium now, because before you used to have to look at the screen to see the clock, and if it was at the other end and up in the corner and you were miles away, it could be a bit tricky sometimes.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's better than, do you remember the luminous yellow clock and the little scrolly ticker bar back in the day down, at the Bridgeford end, like.
Yeah, the Bridgeford end. We used to have a big. There was a big board thing, a big building thing, a bit like cricket. It used to have windows all along. Shipstons used to advertise it, and there were numbers. All the fixtures were numbers. So, like on the actual board thing itself, it'd be A, B, C, D, and E. And at half time, it'd say like A would be 1-0, 2. You used to look at your program. A refers to Brighton versus Wigan.
Oh, don't go back that far, bro.
That's going back. All I remember is you'd get the little scrolly bit back in the early 2000s.
That's high tech, that is, mate.
And the other thing you would do, because there was no clock in the ground, as in just when kickoff is 0-0-1 and all that, you'd be like, I'd be turning to Nick, I'd be like, right, set my clock, or shit, I forgot to set my clock. Or what time did we kick off? All right, we're going to move on to the Man U game coming up as well. Mab's asking, how do you join the WhatsApp group? It's pinned in the chat, and also I'll chuck the link in the chat as well for you. Just click on that. It'll keep you updated on any Forest news at a quick glance on your WhatsApp updates section. So the link's in there. We're over 200 likes. We've got 500 in here. Please do hit that like. Let's get to 250. Double time it, chat. Double time it. If you're still happy about Wembley, double time it and hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed as well. All right, boys. It's a quick turnaround, which annoys me because it's this game. And I got a shout out to my boy Chris over on Forest All Over, because we've been bitching all week about this game, man. We both hate United with a passion, right? So this game means a lot to. I'd have given up that win yesterday for 3 points against Man U, 100%. But how are we feeling about it? I gotta say, I caught Goldbridge's match preview.
Me too. I nearly put it in the chat.
My jaw dropped.
This deluded arsehole.
What's he saying?
My jaw dropped. For those of you who didn't see it, he's expecting Manchester United to win comfortably. By the way, this was being done before we'd even finished the Brighton game, right? So it wasn't a case of him saying, "Oh, Forest are knackered. They've played 120 minutes and what have you." Has he just gone off? Did I offend him?
He says it's a bit hot where he is. So
a long day.
Oh, has he called it? Okay.
Yeah, I think he's called it, bro.
All right, he's gone back to the buffet. But yeah, he says that Man U are going to beat us 2-0, right? And then he went on some deluded rant. Did you see how many points he was given?
Man, I tell you, I nearly put in the chat, but I thought, well, it's a bit long. It's only a little bit that I want people to look at. Where he's going on, we're going to win that game, draw against Man City. We're going to beat Villa. We're going to beat such and such.
We'll lose to Newcastle.
Yeah,
and then he was like,
two games. No, one game, because he put two at first. Because he put.
We'll draw it. Yeah, the Chelsea game.
Yeah. One game he put them to lose for the rest of the season.
Yeah. I remember Blades Ramble doing that at the end of last season, but it didn't come true.
Oh, but then he put his foot in his mouth when he said, "Are you okay, hun?" And he hasn't lived it down.
The thing about Goldbridge is that his confidence evaporates after the first goal that goes in against him, and then he just goes to pieces like a child. So it's always fun to watch.
What was funny is, and if we do that, and it honestly, literally, he was put in every game as a win or draw apart from Newcastle away.
Can we at least give
but then he was adding it up, how many points, and he said, "We're still not going to get above halfway, are we? Even if we do that."
Right. So can we at least give them some credit, which is that they have gone 4 games unbeaten?
No.
On the flip side,
I agree with Wolfie. No.
Oh, so on the flip side, are we too overconfident going into this game? Because
I think we're not now. Chris Wood's injured. We're all
confident of this, getting this double over.
I hate when you're confident, Ez. I'm not gonna lie. I hate when you're confident.
I'm always confident. Did you not see my?
I hate it, man, because it's not balanced, man.
I'm quietly confident about it because I don't think they're going to score. I just don't see where their goal is going to come from. City couldn't score. Arsenal couldn't score. Man United will not score against us.
Where's he getting 2 goals from? Against Forest at the City ground.
Yeah.
I swear to God, if it's 2-0, I fucking...
Man, it won't be. Don't worry. Don't start now. I know what you're like. Don't start worrying now.
I am worried now, man.
We're bad enough when we're falling up against Brighton. Don't start with this.
Yeah,
the fifth one calmed me down. The fifth one calmed me down.
That game, with the feel-good factor of winning those penalties, the City ground will get us over the line in that game, and Man U will not score. So
thank you, Darren. Darren knows his shit, right? Because what they are doing, this is why I hate Man U, right? What they are doing is they are lying about their run anyway, okay? Because they have lost a game in that. They're claiming they're 4 undefeated, right?
The European game, yeah.
No, they lost to Fulham in the cup. They went out.
All right, yeah, sorry. Yeah.
But it was penalties. Penalties don't count. Now I've run that line before. I get it, but still, you can't then say that. And then Leicester's a free win. Everyone knows that. So Southampton.
I don't count penalties either.
But you can't count Leicester. You can't count Leicester in that run.
That's true.
Okay, and the Real Sociedad match was 10-man. So that's what they're doing. And here's the fact that they keep quiet.
Who cares what Goldbridge and that mob says?
No, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about them as a general.
In general, yeah.
here's the fact that they keep quiet for you guys. Man United have not won back-to-back games in the Premier League this whole season.
Yeah,
and they've just won their last game. I swear to God, if that goes
Listen,
on.
I'll be honest with you. The only concern I've got, other than this, I've been saying it all along. They ain't going to score against us. We are 100% winning this game. I've been so confident up until now. The only thing is fatigue, tiredness. I know people say the professional football, etc., but 120 minutes plus penalties not only takes it out of you physically, it takes it out of you mentally. And to get yourself up again and get your body working again in 3 days is really tough. You know what I mean?
All right, so what are we going to do next season then, Anne, when we're playing in Europe?
We've got to get a bigger squad. We know that.
Yeah, 100%.
You're going to be like, what, 2 or 3 players more?
No, it's going to be...
That's all you need. No, that's all you need. 4 or 5 players more. That's all you need.
What?
You don't need the whole team to be. You don't need the whole team to be back.
I'm sorry.
We've already got a decent squad. We've got plenty of backup in most positions. We need backup up front, and we need backup, maybe a fullback. But apart from that, we've got loads of cover. But we need more. Obviously, we need better. But right now, we're not talking about next season in the Champions League. We're talking about right now. And now, I'm concerned that those players look fucking knackered, except for Yatesy. Yatesy scored that penalty after 120 minutes and ran
from the field.
Yeah, I think he could have run back to Nottingham with the adrenaline off the back of that.
I think we need to just remember how far we've come from last season, right? Because this time last season, we were looking on our bench at about 60 minutes, and we had Divock Origi, Gio Reyna, and Ribeiro, right? So, as much as we might say that we're not...
what's the point of doing that? Because then I can sit here and say, when I was saying Steve Cooper out, and people were saying to me, careful what you wish for. Here's what I wished for. I've got what I've wished for. It's like, we're going down this road.
I'm not convinced by... I think we're not convinced by Jota. We're not convinced by Sousa, but my God, they're a lot better than those clowns, right? So we're not as bad off as we were. We have a decent squad, and I think remember the way that Nuno plays doesn't actually tire our players out, which is why we've been good at resisting injuries up until now. Everybody stays in their position, and then you break as a unit. You're not chasing round like some kind of spaniel after the ball. Everybody stays compact and in their position, and you break as a unit. So I think that's his way of managing the fatigue. And I think
Dr. Rob again.
Yeah, no, but that's been commented on.
Yeah, I obviously we all know what the PSR regulations and all that sort of stuff is, but I would say try stopping Marinakis now. Look how we reacted once we got promoted into the league, and now we're going to be in Champions League. I say try and stop him. And I don't think he'll give a damn how much money he spends in this transfer window. He'll be a bit more organised than he has been in the past, but that's because of the people he's got around him now. He's not got the voices he had when we first got promoted. So there'll be money spent, and I don't think 2 or 3 players is going to be where he's stopping it. I think we're looking at about 5 or 6 players.
PSR is a factor, though. PSR
yeah, obviously it is a factor, but I just see Marinakis.
No, the point is, right? What position did we budget for? Right, we probably, if we were doing our financial plan for the year, we probably thought, okay, so let's say we finish 10th, we get 130 million or whatever. The difference between that and third is like we're going to get 40 or 50 million that we didn't even plan for. That's like a free player, right?
So Rob.
Yes.
With that lovely fact you just done, tells me 2 things. Right. You've watched my video today.
No, what that means is I could fill in for you if you ever needed a break.
Did you not watch my video? I literally said those words.
You're replaceable. Okay, what was the second thing?
I was going to say you're plagiarizing me.
Oh, no, I'm influenced by it.
Did you say it or not? Because it's weird if you said that and I've done that was in the video this morning.
I don't know. I don't think I've watched anything.
Rob, your answer is, well, it's bleeding obvious, isn't it? You don't need to be
it's teamwork. It's teamwork.
So he did watch it then. Yeah. So you are right. For those of you, unlike Rob, who didn't watch the video, that's exactly what I thought. Forest probably projected for a 10th place finish, something like that, right? Yeah. Finishing third gets us 175 mil. If we finish 170, roughly there. That's going to be in excess of about 40 to 50 million extra than we budgeted for of pure money coming in.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? That's big money.
That's
and then if we finish second, it goes up to, I think, 180 or 185 or something like that. So down the riffraff at the bottom, the jump is only like either $1.5 million or 3 mil. I can't remember off the top of my head.
And so what people need to realise is that if you get an extra 40 million, it doesn't mean you can buy one £40 million players. It means you can buy 4 £40 million players on
amortization.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. So that's the same. We're not going to be buying 3 or 4 players this summer. We're going to be looking
at
On this point, is that if we get in the Champions League, we can sell our sponsors. Sell our sponsor for more money as well, our shirt.
That's right. But Grez, sorry to interrupt you, but on this point, that's not strictly true. Once we qualify, I've got a video coming out about the financial regulations in the Champions League and what the cost benefit is to Forest. I just don't want to jinx it yet until it's rubber stamped.
I did have one question about Champions League positions. Does a 5th place team have to go through a qualifier?
No.
We used to have to.
They did used to
back in the day. I remember Everton did, didn't they? Back in the day.
All that time to get to the Champions League.
So that means you're starting your pre-season like 2 weeks before everybody else, and
Mind you, I remind people on here, our first venture into the European Cup, our first people we drew against was Liverpool. I mean, and they were current European champions.
Yeah,
we could have gone out.
Let's get back to the Man U game. Right. So a lot of people in the chat have been saying, stop Bruno, stop Man U. Would you boys agree with that?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. He's the only player that comes out with any sort of credit this season.
He's a good player.
He's a good player. He's played well when they've been shit and when they've been less shit.
And he's never injured, is he? Never
he's on
ever injured.
Streak at the minute. I'm just looking here. He's scored in the last 3 games. I think.
On FPL.
Yeah. So,
I mean, as much as I hate him against us, he's a player. I'd take him at a drop of a hat.
Have you seen the link to him today to Real Madrid?
It's a false link. It's a false link. Yeah. There's no way that Real Madrid for a 30-year-old are going to pay 100 million quid and £350,000 a week.
Yeah, because he went to like Atletico, but not to Real. No, I don't think he fits.
But the thing with Bruno is they hate him, or he at the very least, should I say, splits the fan base opinion in the United fans. It does. You'll agree with me on this, and they really he's probably their Ryan Yates, if you know what I mean.
I think most of them probably like him as not like him, but recognise he's a good footballer. But all the other stuff he does, they just don't like it, and I can understand why.
The Hollywood balls, the
Hollywood balls.
Well, in that case, he's their Gibbs White, isn't he? So
he is in a way. He is in their way. They give
even more divisive, I would say.
He's in terms of what he provides on the pitch.
Sorry.
Oh, I tell you what, I've got to say this because it bugs me every time I hear it. Goldbridge is infatuated with Rasmus. Rasmus is going to be a good player. I know people don't do this. Don't do this, Rasmus. Mate, if you think Rasmus is going to score against Murillo, Milenkovic, and Sels, you need your head testing.
He went there.
I don't believe in jinxers. It's not going to happen just because I said it. I mean, I wish the whole world did revolve around what I said, but unfortunately, it doesn't.
Like, out of all the players you picked,
the rat's out of the bag
to name, the one that I've been taking the piss out of Man United fans the most for is him. And you've gone.
No, you've been doing it yourself, then. You can't call Anton it.
I haven't done it in the build-up to this game, man. There's a difference. Even I know the lines that can't be crossed.
He's got 3 goals in 24 appearances.
Rob's he's not going to be the difference. He's not going to be the difference.
He's shite.
He's not going to be our defense. Our defense, I bet you, any money, if you rang up Murillo now and said, Rasmus, he'd start laughing. He would. He'd start laughing. And Milenkovic, come on. Come on.
You see, you're doing this on purpose because you know my hatred towards them, right? And you're just trying to annoy me because if this happens, me and you are going to fall out, right? Because I will hold you solely responsible.
Well done. You call Welbeck well crap every game and he scores
exactly.
against you.
Welbeck and João Pedro. Welbeck and João Pedro are both better than Højlund. And we kept
You're better than Højlund, Rob. I mean, you haven't made a sweeping statement.
Rasmus. You have to call him Rasmus.
Did he score against us at Old Trafford? I think he did.
No.
Who did?
No, I don't even know if he did or not, but I'm going to say no.
Believe it or not, they did actually score 2 goals in that game.
Bruno scored and Garnacho, I think, or
was it?
Or Ahmed Johnson. I can't remember which one it was. It was one of them.
Oh yeah, Ahmed's out, isn't it? That is good news. Yeah.
The generational talent. Yeah, he's out.
Yeah. They have 5 generational talents a generation, apparently, according to them. I hate them so much, man. I really do.
Was a generational challenge. Now they all want the talent. Now they all want him out.
Yeah. Oh my God, man. This Mark, what he said, the throat slashing set off. He has the audacity. Have you seen it? Now with the thumb. With the thumb.
I haven't seen him score.
And the thing is, if you look at the crowd,
it was against Leicester, man. It was against Leicester.
I'm surprised he didn't see.
He's done that.
No, he did.
He did that to Ronaldo, didn't he?
Did that,
to Ronaldo.
Yeah, he did it against Portugal. All right. Yeah, you lot are making me angry. So let's flip this to the more important side of this debate, which is the Forest team. All right. As what are you doing with the team? Back 3, back 4. Who are you putting in?
I'm not going back 3. No, not against them. Not. Back 4. I think I'd probably start with Yatesy and Anderson again in that middle 2. But I'd have our wingers playing. I'd have.
Do you think Yates starts though? He played 120.
I think he potentially does start. I'd rather start him and in that game. I think it's one of those where most of it is going to be counter-attacking. We're going to give them the possession. They're going to do nothing with it because they can't do anything with it, and we'll find the channels. But I would probably start with him and bring him off probably after an hour, and then look to bring somebody like Sangare on. Sangare's going to have to get his minutes before the end of the season. Otherwise, I said this a few shows ago, but I don't think he's in Nuno's plans long term. So that's why I'm not seeing him being put into the games like yesterday. I mean, he should have probably played in that cup game. So, but I would start with Yates. I think you got to start with your strongest team. And for me, right now, he's probably in our strongest midfield. So I would start with, but I'd have both our wingers on. So I've got to see Taiwo get that opportunity with the team around him, because at the moment every game he's played it's been a mix and match, and he's not really had the wingers around him, or he's had the wingers and he's not had the central midfielder. So I want to see Taiwo playing in that formation, and let's make him our main man over the next few games, because we're going to have to rely on him. So for me, it's about obviously making sure we play the way we do. They can't do anything when they're on the ball, so I'd rather we gave them possession like we do with every other team, and we played it patiently. Their fans don't have the atmosphere. I've not seen them bring an atmosphere to the City ground since we've been up. So that's not going to be a thing. And our fans are going to be absolutely unbelievable on the night. So we can dominate. We get an early goal, then it's game over as far as I'm concerned. And I think that's what Nuno will be going for. But you got to give it to Taiwo. You got to build a team around Taiwo, I think, for the next couple of games at least.
Can I just say, Ant, you're a fucking dickhead.
What's he saying?
Yep. It's all right. You don't have to qualify it.
He scored in the game we played at Old Trafford. I just checked him.
Well, that's it then. That's one of his 3 that he's had this season. He ain't going to get another one against
and one was against us. Did you say that?
Yeah.
I said he did. Yeah,
he did say. It's
that. Only a fact. It's not. It's not a match of opinion.
It's not my fault.
Yeah.
You said he will never score against us.
He won't. I didn't say he has never scored against us. I said he will never score against us. Yeah,
I don't like you right now. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah. That's fair enough.
Just back on your point. No. Yeah, I haven't finished the verse. Right? You go and have your Rasmus pizza face fetish, right? Would you do that? What Jonathan's saying?
Yeah, I mean these are the types of games where I think he excels. So for me, as long as he can handle it, and I think he can. I think he's got enough in his tank to give us at least an hour. That's the kind of game where he's going to get rattled their midfield. And I think we can dominate in this game. We've got no midfield. You know, if we can't dominate the Man United midfield, I don't know which midfield we can dominate. But yeah, for those reasons, you know, you got to play Yatesy in this game. I think you got to start with him anyway. I don't know if anyone would think differently, but like you said before, we normally that's for one position where we do have some debate over. But I think around it, you're definitely going with a back four. I don't think anyone's going with a back three, are they, for this Man U game?
They play a 3-4-3, but they're not a level of team.
Not bothered what they do. Not bothered what
exactly.
They do.
They're not a level of opponent where I would take their formation into account. You know,
you lot are winding me up, man.
Come on, look, we've had some big games at the City Ground recently.
Your overconfidence is the thing that's winding me up. All of you. This is aimed at all of you.
Yeah, but you're the most negative amongst us.
No, when it comes to Man U. No, it comes to Man U. But I would like a bit of pessimism from at least one of you, because otherwise it's just like gone too far.
I did mention that I was worried about us being a bit tired. I did mention that. That's a bit negative, isn't it, for you? You can get that if you want.
Remember that Tyro and the wingers all played about 60 minutes, right? None of them was run into the ground because Nuno had a plan for 120 minutes.
Are you back to that narrative?
I think it'll be a 4-3-2-1. Pretty much our normal lineup.
You mean 4-2-3-1?
Are you going?
Sorry, yeah. 4-3-2. What did I say?
4-3-2-1's a Christmas tree that we played yesterday.
4-2-3-1, I beg your pardon.
Yeah.
4-2-3-1. The only, I mean, it does depend on providing all the players are fit and healthy and recovered, because Anderson put in a lot of work, and normally you'd rest him or try to, but certainly start him anyway. You know, we can always bring Danilo on later, can't we, if necessary. But I think we'll go all out for it, like we did against Brighton, straight off to try and get that goal, and then we can. Man, if we get a goal, I can see us carrying on. Do you know what I mean? It's Man United. This
here he goes.
But we've got so many ends of this.
I don't expect you to get 5 or 6. You know what I'm saying?
They can't defend corners. Onana is a joke. We've got all sorts of. You know, I mean, when you look at the quality of opponents we've had at the City Ground recently, there's a reason that Man United are in the position that they are.
In what position's that, Rob? Just remind me.
Right, I have to check. About 15th or something. Where are they?
15th. And where are we?
Third. Actually, they're up to 13th. They're up to 13th.
13th. Oh, rampaging. Unfortunately, they're 4 points behind the team above them, so they can't.
You would have been happy with 13th this year. I remember saying,
"I'm
just happy with anywhere between 12 and 14."
I would have been, but we can get a bit snobby now.
Cocky now, snobby, yeah.
Yeah, they just beat Ipswich and Leicester. I mean, it is not particularly impressive, actually, when you look at the opponents they've had.
I always say it every game. I always say it, and Wolf will back me up. Wherever preview program we're on, say won't get past our defense. That's how I feel.
You said that before.
I love our defense so much. I love our defense so much. I'm that confident in them that, providing that they're all fit and healthy, man, you are not going to get past that defense. Not a chance.
All right, here's the problem, boys. Right? Obviously, Cass the prick is a Man U fan. Nick the prick is a Man U fan. There's too many of them. They're like freaking, just like, you know, when an ant's nest gets in and around the garden, or that's what they just keep coming, man. So obviously, I'm going full swing on this one, right? Mm-hmm. But I don't need all of you to join me on it, and this is why I'm getting worried, right?
It's not based on you, though, is it? It's based on
no, it is. It is as it is. It is. This game it is. This game it is.
Can I say this to you
on this one? I still have not got over the 8-1. To this day, I have not got over the 8-1 until we beat them.
Why did
Were you there? Were you at that game?
Yeah, but I will not get over that game.
I was at that game
until we beat them either 9-1 or 8-0. I will not get over that game.
Nah.
But they've got no Solskjaer, they've got no Beckham, they've got no
different world.
Got no Neville. They've not got all these.
I don't care. I don't care. It happened. Rasmus.
They've got Grogu on the wing.
I just still thank God for Rodgers, man, for Tank. At least getting that one and bringing in 2-1 at half time.
I remember when we was on here, I said to him, I've got a bone to pick with you. I'm angry at you because you gave me hope in that game.
Until we beat them 9-0. or break the Premier League record on their asses, I'm not happy. Tom was at that game as well.
Doing the double over them will be enough for me.
I agree. I think that's an incredible achievement for Nottingham Forest from where we've been for the past 25 years to where we are now.
Have we ever done the double? Did you ever see it back in the day, Anne?
I can't remember it.
Now, I know we beat them 4-0 away.
But beating them home and away in the same season.
We must have beat them at home. But I can remember the 4-0 away because I went to it. But I'm not sure about the home game. I can't remember.
Chat, the golden oldies in there.
And then Clarkie's reign, we beat them 2-1 away.
Yeah, but we drew at home
though, didn't we? We drew at home.
The season. So
opening day.
The best we've done is 4 points.
What about the champions season then? Yeah,
yeah. Think about it. I can't remember.
That must have been when we won 4-0 away, and was it 2-0 at home? Was it?
Jay, help him out. But you're showing your age, Jay.
Yeah, you're way.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Like in the Premier League era, we haven't done it.
No, definitely not.
In the Premier League era.
Man, it still counts. You know, the Clarkie days, they still count, man. Around that time, it's still good. A little wet, but still good.
So we've never done it, so it'll be a first, and that would banish a lot of demons for me, mate.
Man, I think they've actually got.
You know what? And I want a Tottenham double as well, and I'm just pissed off with the Liverpool.
But Tottenham double was normal. A Tottenham double was normal.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? It was normal.
Beat Tottenham. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Jay, you're not 74. Jay, you're not 74. You're not.
74 is the new 40. Leave him alone.
No, 47. He's writing it in Arabic. That's what he's doing. All right, let's do this then. Rob, predictions.
1-0.
2.
To us.
Okay, chat, get your predictions as well. Make sure you get them likes up. If you haven't hit the like button.
I think Taiwo might score, by the way. Come on, he's against Onana. It'll be the scrappiest goal you've ever seen, and it'll be perfect.
Yeah, off his knee, it'll bounce, and Onana should have saved it.
It's going off Onana's face.
Rob, I'm confident of a clean sheet, but I think we'll get at least a couple of goals. So at least 2-0. I'm saying that's the minimum we're going to get. So this Rasmus jinx ain't going to happen, mate. They ain't going to score.
No. You'll get that Rasmus celebration, man, but it won't be with my fun, man. Go on, Ann. What are you saying?
I'll stick with a prediction I made in the Predictor League, and I shall say 2-0 to Nottingham Forest.
2-0. I'm going 5-0.
2.
2.
I have never in my life ever backed Man U to win anything, even when they've played like Doncaster Rovers or something.
Confirmation because I know you do well.
Against my team, I'm gonna predict we get tongues by them.
I think we played well at Brighton. You know, I think we played well at Brighton. We're going to take that on to Tuesday's game.
And I'll go further than that.
I need to ask Mr. Wolfmeister a serious question.
What?
Isn't that jinxing it a little bit?
Coming from Mr. Rasmus down there. I'm going a step further, right? Morgan Gibbs-White scores. I think he's scored in the last 2 or 3 games against them. He seems to put some special Man U boots on when he plays.
Did he get sent off again? Oh, no, it was Man City, wasn't it?
No, that was Joe Worrell. That got sent off. And the other thing is, Taiwo has scored against them. Remember, he scored 2 at Old Trafford last season. Did he score?
Do we know who the ref is? Because this is going to be obviously.
Oh my God, who's the ref? Chat, who's the ref?
If it's Anthony Taylor.
Why do you have to say
they don't like Anthony Taylor
either, do they? You have to check who the ref is. Obviously.
Okay, let me have a look.
I'll tell you who it is.
Explain that.
It's normally Monk that gives us that information.
Yeah, Monk usually. Yeah, Monk, you're slacking this week, bro. What's going on? The ref is Gerard Gillett, man.
Oh, the Aussie guy.
Not Anthony Taylor. That's fine.
Wait. No. You can't just say that's fine. I have to then ask the chat.
Who's on the VAR?
I didn't have to ask the chat. When has he screwed us over? And Laurie's right. The refs are going to be against us twice as much because it's Man U as well.
He's come back to us. No, it was 4-0 away and 1-1 at home. So it's possible. No, we must have done it at some point now.
Wait, but Pat's saying we beat them 2-1 and 4-0. What year are you talking, Pat? What year are you talking?
Yeah, when you're talking, Pat.
Yeah, but we haven't beaten them away 4-0 twice, have we?
Well, I don't know. Maybe we beat them 4-0 at home back in the day. He scored one. Did he score 1 or 2? Evan, stop correcting my crappy memory, right? You're right, okay?
And he's correcting mine as well.
I know, Evan. What are you doing, Evan, man? Rasmus scored, and Tyro only got 1, right? All right, Mr. Freaking great memory. All right.
Only Rob that does this to us.
Well, it's called browsing. I've got Google Chrome. It's amazing what you can find out.
My problem is I try and rely on memory. It's not a good idea.
My new Mark could do it. He says we did the league double over United in 83-84.
83-84.
Right.
Okay, and Rob, do you go to back that far?
Not quite. No.
I do.
Would have been 10.
And you can't remember this last season. If I said you was the score,
I can normally remember things from 35 years ago, can't I?
Yeah, so this would be your hit zone then.
Ask Anne who the penalty scorers last night. You'll forget that. Anne, can you remember five that score? No, not 5 takers. We didn't score all of them, but
of course can. And Anderson, Milenkovic, Nico.
As you asked him the wrong question. And
no, he didn't get them all. You just helped him up, bro. He didn't get them all.
And of course, Callum Hudson-Odoi.
And what was the score in our last league game, and who scored the goals? You can't remember.
We're at home.
Right. You were there.
I was there. Of course I was.
Yeah. It's a relegation threatened team.
Ipswich.
Yes.
1-0.
No.
1-0. 1-0.
We drew with Ipswich. You're in a good mood because we drew with Ipswich, man. Are you serious right now?
2-0.
It's time for your cocoa now, Anne. It's time to go to bed. You got your slippers. You got your slippers.
Keep going.
And it wasn't at home, you idiot. It was away for a start.
Oh, of course. We beat them 4-2.
Yay.
All right, but who scored the goals?
Oh my God! I've got
no
chance. No chance.
I can't remember. Did Elanga score 2?
Milenkovic definitely scored.
Elanga.
And Jota. There you go.
Yeah, between the sea, 4 heads are better than 1.
So you start thinking it's time to piss out me, and then you're all going.
I thought it was at home.
Yeah, no. When he said the goal scorer, I was like.
Oh God! Hey, we got Talking Reds in the chat. Big win to the Reds. Name is on the cup, guys. Please do us a massive favor and go subscribe to Greg and Richard and the rest of their fabulous guests. In fact, I'm gonna put their link on. I did see they went live at the same time as us. I was hoping to redirect to them after, but let's chuck in there. Go and show them some love. They're on. There are over 1,000, 1.13K subscribers. Go show the boys some love there. Honestly, and you'll all vouch, won't you, boys? Top blokes on and off here. Absolute top blokes.
Beautiful people. And good content as well. Good content.
Yeah. And it's the main man, Greg, and his beard is just, I'm jealous of him, man.
It is perfect. Yeah.
So neat, man. It's like Nuno's.
Yeah, I think it's one of them stick-on ones. It's too good to be.
You know what? It could be.
It's a bit too perfect, isn't it? Yeah.
And it's always the same length, man. It's always the same length. Have you noticed? Yeah. Have you noticed that as well?
Like dead sharp, you know what I mean?
We're going to start some rumors on Greg.
Wait till I see him.
Next time you see him at the ground, you just bring the ruler out.
Yeah, have a pull. We'll have a pull.
Shout out to them, man. Make sure you subscribe to them and to obviously all the other Forest content creators as well. I'll chuck the link again in the chat for you guys. All right. Yeah, you see, Greg, we can't just give you a compliment without giving you a backhand as well, right? Because we're jealous, right? That's what it is. All right, we got to put Ant to bed. It's way past his bedtime. My God, we've gone on an hour 53. Crazy.
Wow, no wonder crypto.
Spending money looking like Father Christmas. He gets it done once a week. He's like Ez, man. Ez cuts his hair every other day.
Yeah, but he makes it all back at Christmas time, doesn't he?
True. Yeah. All right. Have a good evening.
Outside boots, Yates with his little bell.
So I've got my Man U prediction tour. By the way, I'll tell you guys now, right? If you don't like hearing like an asshole, then you shouldn't be watching this channel anyway. But this one, I don't want comments in my video tomorrow saying, be more classy, be this. No, the gloves are off of Man U, right? Man U and Spurs, gloves are off. You guys have to allow me that, right? You have to allow me that. So please don't start putting all them comments in tomorrow, right? And if you're going to watch the watch along with me on Tuesday, lock the kids away because I will get loud because I hate them so much, all right? So you've been warned.
Quite justified.
Sorry, I was going to say we're going to do
the hate is justified.
The hate is justified, yeah. It's like my Liverpool hate. It is totally justified.
Yeah, that's justified too.
So looking at, obviously we've got Man U Tuesday. We've also got Villa Saturday. So we're going to be doing preview review, won't we, at some point?
Yeah, so I'll probably do that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'm not even joking, Greg. The hatred is pure. Oh, on Flying Pig, I don't know. We haven't spoken yet. I don't even know if there's enough time. We'll figure something out. There'll be some crap on the channel tomorrow to go to some other crap.
You can always drag Cass in, can't you?
I really don't want to do it, Cass. I'll be honest with you, man. He'll just annoy me. I don't mind doing a post-match with Cass if we're beating them, but a pre-match he's going to do my head in. I'll see what we can do with the Flying Pig. Honestly, I'll want to punch him. I want to punch him because it'll just sit there.
I'm sure the feeling's mutual.
He'll sit there with a comb, stroking his beard and stuff.
Oh, he does.
It's so annoying, man. Honestly, it's so annoying. So yeah. Anyway, we were meant to go. So I will see you guys. Well, we will see you guys tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Come on, you Reds.
You Reds.